Money has always evolved from commodity money to metallic money to paper money and then to credit money and into plastic money, and so many changes over the years. Well, the next step in that evolution of money is going to be either cryptocurrency, stablecoins, or central bank digital currencies and other digital type payment systems, or a combination of all of these. And one or all these technologies is going to be replacing cash. But what exactly does that mean? Well, that's what we're talking about today on Renegade News. Welcome back to Renegade News. I'm your host, Glenn Kowalski. Every week on this channel, you'll hear the latest news and strategies and tactics for breaking free from the system, paying less tax, and living anywhere in the world that you want. So let's get right into it. If you've seen any of my other videos or on my site or really anything that I've talked about or done, you're going to know that I love crypto. And the benefits of crypto over cash are vast because cryptocurrencies are going to help to make payment systems so much more efficient. Crypto can also allow for quick and transparent cross-border financial transactions that can be helpful in tons of different situations, especially those for people who need to send money for family or for employees overseas. Typical cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are decentralized, and unlike stablecoins, these other cryptocurrencies are not backed by any reserved assets. Most time, their value is derived by real supply and demand. Bitcoin, for example, launched in 2009 with the intent to work as a peer-to-peer financial system. Its blockchain was carefully created and has this well-thought-out ecosystem behind it. Bitcoin also has this limited supply, which allows for built-in scarcity by design. And that's why it's seen as a store of value by its holders. There are, however, several negatives that you have to think about with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. First of all, cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile, and that can hinder their long-term growth and their long-term success as a medium of exchange. Because of this instability, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin may not ever be used for daily transactions. Because if you picture a business where you're running on a type of digital, when you have this type of volatility built into the coin, if you sell something for, say, the equivalent of $100 today, if we're thinking in US dollar terms, but then the Bitcoin or the other cryptocurrency collapses in value the next day to be down around $50, you're now unable to run your business with that type of currency because it's so volatile. One day you're up, one day you're down. It makes it really difficult to plan your cash flow around. So that is an inherent problem with cryptocurrency right now, and it's a big one. We anticipate that that's going to slow down and stop as adoption increases, but it is something to be aware of, and it is something that's going to slow the adoption of using it as an actual currency for transaction. Also, with the exception of specific privacy coins, cryptocurrency itself, especially cryptos like Bitcoin, do not protect the privacy of the users. And so therefore the transactions are transparent, and it can be an issue for people who like that kind of privacy. Fortunately, there are privacy cryptos that will be used as a means of exchange to get around those problems. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about Bitcoin and how it works, and you're ready to get started right away, but you don't know where to begin, we're offering a new action plan that's going to walk you through the exact steps you need to get started in saving, earning, and spending your Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. At the end of this really short, easy to follow action plan, you're going to know exactly what to do and how to do it. Better yet, you'll have actually done all the steps that we're talking about and much more. So you can learn more about this in the first pinned comment. Anyway, next we have stablecoins. So what are these stablecoins? Well, stablecoins are cryptocurrencies that are meant to be pegged to a reserve asset, things like gold or to the US dollar, but they're not issued by a central bank. Stablecoins provide this low cost and easily accessible digital payment system across national borders, just like cryptocurrency does. And they have this wider use as a medium of exchange that could benefit the poor and the unbanked, as well as small businesses such as street vendors in making their transactions, because they don't have that volatility built in. Some of the negatives, though, are that the US lawmakers are viewing stablecoins as a potential threat to financial stability. And skeptics are questioning whether certain coins have enough of the reserve to back it up. So for example, if you look at Tether, which is the largest stablecoin, the most popular stablecoins out there right now, that's pegged to the US dollar, there have been questions that have come up. whether they actually have enough US dollars to back up the stablecoin Tether that they're actually pegging it to. So they require a certain amount of trust that the company is actually pegging to what they say they're going to peg to. So that's part of the reason why Biden's economic advisors have recommended that Congress pass legislation that limits stablecoin issuance to insured banks only. But if this is done, it's going to give US regulators more jurisdiction over the industry, which to anybody who's looking for more freedom and privacy, obviously that is a negative. So finally, we have central bank currencies, which are also known as CBDCs. And a CBDC is a digital form of central banks issued money. Stablecoins that are currently in trial phases right now are backed by a central bank, and they represent money that's actually a direct liability of the central bank, similar to how US dollars are a direct liability of the Federal Reserve. Right now, there are several banks that are experimenting with these digital currencies, though most are in the very early stages. China, Japan, Sweden, and Nigeria have all started trials with their new central bank-backed digital coins. And the Bank of England and the European Central Bank are all preparing their own trials as well. Also, the Bahamas has rolled out the world's first central bank digital coin, which they're calling the sand dollar. Proponents say that it would give even the poor and the unbanked easy access to the digital payment system and is a portal for basic banking services. And it could also hinder illegal activities that rely on anonymous cash transactions such as drug cartels and money laundering. The technology behind each central bank digital coin depends on the preferences of the country and the central bank that's issuing it. In some cases, CBDCs are run on a distributed ledger similar to Bitcoin, which is a type of database that can store multiple copies of financial records, like the transaction history across multiple entities. These entities can be managed overall by a central bank. However, this differs from the blockchain behind the popular decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, because in the case of a CBDC, it would be controlled by one entity, the central bank. And that's also why a central bank digital currency wouldn't be considered a cryptocurrency. A big concern of these is the huge loss of privacy. Even with protections in place to ensure confidentiality, no central bank is going to forgo their auditability and the traceability of those transactions, and the ones that would be necessary to limit the use of the digital currency for legitimate purposes. So essentially what that means is the government's going to know every transaction that you ever make. And if for any reason they don't like what you're doing, whether it's with your money or otherwise, it means they can turn you off and turn off access to your funds. So look, there's no question that the world is evolving into digital money. There's really no getting around it at this point. It's going to happen. And cryptos, stable coins, and these bank coins are all going to have their place. So if you agree or disagree with me, let me know in the comments below why. But as I said many times, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are what I like to call freedom money. But they're only one of the technology and tools that are available for finding more freedom and liberty in the world. So to stay up to date on the latest tactics, as well as get the latest news on the latest infringements and wins in your search for more freedom and liberty, make sure to subscribe to Renegade News right now. And check out the video you see on the screen for more information on income and investment opportunities, on the best places to live, the latest news, and the most up-to-date strategies on personal, financial, and location independence in this unfree world. I'm Glenn Kowalski from Renegade News, and I'll see you over there.